Just a quick exterior tour of our Victorian house on West Main. This house was constructed in 1890. The construction began in late 1889 and then completed June 23rd of 1890. The house was built for John Wells Todd, who was a businessman, local businessman. He built this house for his wife and 3 children. It's a 4-bedroom house, as well as it had living quarters in the back for probably a nanny or teacher. The house has 5 gables, one on the south side here, and then 2 on the north and 1 each on the east and west. The house was built in a Victorian style called Eastlake Victorian, which was really popular at the time. The house sports a pitch roof in the front, 12/12 pitch roof with a lot of scroll work, detailed scroll work that's done. And then it's got turned porch posts and a lot of detail on those as well. While the front gable is 12/12, the side gables were a lower pitch. The reason they're a lower pitch is so the very top roof line of the house is just below the height of his neighbors to his left, and that was because his parents lived to the left. It would have been poor form in those days to build a house then that would be higher up than your parents' house. The property was portioned off from his parents' estate, but he purchased it from them. There were other siblings, and they had purchased property elsewhere and had redone houses, whereas John had purchased from his folks and then began construction on this house, as was said, in 1889. With it being Eastlake Victorian, this one typically at this time period wanted to have a symmetric house. This house is not symmetric on its porches. It was originally, and then the area over to the right porch was extended to wrap around the house so that it would be easier to come in from the driveway and then come in from the carriages and directly get to the front porch. Each of the rooms downstairs, the downstairs areas, have 12-foot ceilings and 10-foot upstairs. The porch itself has 11-foot ceilings, so is actually quite tall. The house is currently painted a light pink color, which goes along with the entire theme of the landscaping, which predominantly is our pink. It includes azaleas, dogwoods, and various other trees. Up on the front porch, there are double doors leading into a hall type area. The transom above the doors, and of course scroll work on the various trim boards. Still retains its original screen doors. And the doors begin a theme of arched entry areas that continues into the house with the same theme. Along the wraparound porch contains windows that go from floor up quite tall, almost to the 11-foot ceilings. Both lower sash and upper sash could go up into the wall so that it could be used as a doorway during parties to come out and get fresh air onto the porches. It has twin parlors, one on the left and one on the right, and each of them has this type of arrangement for the windows. And this is not that uncommon at the time. The house across next to it has the same type of arrangement. As I said, the porch goes and wraps around in order to gain entrance from the driveway area. Each of the parlors has a bay window that gains just a little more space and architectural detail. Stone walls exist in the front of the property, run up the side of the driveway, and are pretty typical for this area. Other ones have stone walls as well, and even the neighbors still have their hitching post is still out front. The driveway is flanked by various trees overhead and runs up the east side of the property. Over on the east side and on the west side are matching gables with plenty of detail brackets, all done with various incised scroll work. The rear of the house has the nanny's room downstairs with access into the back porch area and kitchen, and along the far door that's shown is the outside entrance to the kitchen. Numerous outbuildings are present on the property, and this gives a vantage point to the rear end of the house. From the edges of the west side of the property, his parents' house can be seen, along with various outbuildings still existing from that estate. But from this side of the house, we see the bay window structure for the dining room area, the west side parlor, and then just more detailed scroll work itself. On another video, I'll try to capture some other houses nearby, as well as maybe some interior shots.